Good evening. My name is Bill Bowring. I'm a professor of law in the law school at Birkbeck, and I suppose I could be said to personify internationalism in a certain sense. I teach international law and international human rights, and just so far as my personal circumstances are concerned, both my parents were born in the United States. My mother was Dutch American, and her ancestors fought against the British in the American Revolution. My father was British American, his ancestors having left England after the Peterloo Massacre and the general repression after the Napoleonic Wars. My first wife was, or is, Dutch, and my older daughter lives in the Netherlands, has become a Dutch citizen. I have two Dutch grandchildren, and my second wife is Russian, and my two younger children both have English and Russian passports, and I focus a lot in my work on Russia, Russian law, Russian history, and that kind of thing. And so far as my personal activism is concerned, I've been involved for quite a few years now with the International Association of Democratic Lawyers. And when we have our meetings, there's another one coming up, there are people from all continents. We had a Zoom meeting this weekend with people from the United States, Latin America, Africa, Asia, etc. And I'm president of the European Lawyers for Democracy and Human Rights. And we have members in 21 countries. So starting point has to be, I think, that lawyers do not change the world. It's not like that. But as lawyers, we have access to a number of international mechanisms, that is, international human rights treaties and instruments, that is, access to various kinds of courts and tribunals. And although I don't think anything changes a huge amount as a result of the activity of lawyers, I think we're under an obligation to use the skills that we have. We're technicians who think about what we're doing, hopefully. And so we try to bring legal mechanisms to bear on behalf of our clients. So far as internationalism, which is a very slippery, abstract noun, is concerned, I would tend to think, first of all, and because I'm coming from the left, of the various attempts by Marx and Engels and by Marxists, or people describing themselves as Marxists since then, to have an internationalism of the working class. And if one believes, and as I do, that the history of human beings to date is a history of class struggle, then that has to be international. And so we're opposed, I would say they were opposed also, to nationalism and nationalist populism and that kind of thing. And of course, we live in a world where populism and nationalism are rampant. And so one has, my particular targets are Mr. Putin, who's a conservative authoritarian and seeks to have a vision of international law really very similar to Donald Trump's, in which, of course, nation states interact, but interact on the basis of their own self-interest and think it's a good thing that they do that. And into that camp also fall the extraordinary Mr. Netanyahu, who may soon be in prison, and Mr. Orban in Hungary, with the love which he shares with Donald Trump of walls, and not least Boris Johnson in Britain. I've just been reading some of the articles about what the hell does it mean to be British or English? That is another question. So I really look forward to taking part in the event which has been planned. It should be really good. So thank you very much.